Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the Ministry of Tourism's special interview program, Tourism One-on-One, where we explore topical issues affecting the tourism sector as we tackle the COVID-19 pandemic. I'm Kingsley Roberts, your host, and with me today is Acting Executive Director of the Tourism Product Development Company, Mr. Stephen Edwards. Good day, Mr. Edwards.
Good day, Mr. Roberts. Thank you.
Today we continue our discussion on the role that TPDCO has been playing in the COVID-19 recovery effort. So, Mr. Edwards, how has TPDCO been assisting tourism workers in particular during the pandemic?
So, if you recall, TPDCO has developed the COVID-19 health and safety protocols. Having been the agency to develop it, we would have particular knowledge on how to execute it. So, what we have done, we have sensitized tourism workers all across Jamaica in the protocols. This would include the sensitization of approximately 26,000 persons to date and continuing, which would include hotel workers, it would include craft vendors, it would include members of the JCF, all persons attached to tourism is our target market. So, and in addition to that, we have done COVID-19 training as well to the same target group.
And the training would be in what areas?
The training would be in the COVID-19 protocols, how to administer them,
Right.
in a sensitive and discreet fashion.
All right, great. So in terms of the feedback now, what has the feedback been like from the various tourism partners and stakeholders that you've been working along with?
So the feedback has been tremendous. We have been doing this since the inception of the protocols, and to date, some entities have even requested that we resensitize their staff. Because as you would imagine, we've gone over a year now living with the pandemic. And, and what we've noticed is that there's been a little bit of fatigue, COVID-19 fatigue setting in. So some entities have requested that we do the sensitization sessions again, just as a refresher course for their staff. So it's an ongoing process that we're doing.
So it's like every 6 months or so you might go back in?
Approximately, we could call it every 6 months, yes. Right.
Interesting.
And we've also partnered with the JHTA in this matter as well. So we've done training with the JHTA as well.
Oh, so you work in tandem with the Jamaica Hotel and Tourist Association?
Absolutely. Absolutely.
Okay. All right. So in terms of your current projects, how or even previous ones, how has the pandemic impacted TPDCO's major projects?
So the pandemic itself hasn't impacted our infrastructure projects to any great degree. In the initial stages, when there was a lot of anxiety surrounding the disease, we did notice that some of the contractors and workers were hesitant to come out and do work, even with protocols in place. But with our continued efforts in the sensitization and training and some education, we've noticed that that has dissipated, and we have made up for lost time with the implementation of our projects. So by far and by large, our projects are being completed on time. So we haven't seen any major fallout from the COVID-19 pandemic in terms of projects.
Okay. So broadly speaking, though, in terms of the organization, how has TPDCO been forced to adjust its operations in light of the pandemic? So you spoke about pivoting to deal with the protocols and so on. Is there any other aspect that would have been affected?
Well, our own internal operations has been affected. A lot of our staff are on rotation. So on some days they'll work in office, some days they'll work from home. Okay. But we have beefed up our technology infrastructure at TPDCO to handle the demand, with the work from home demand. So our stakeholders hopefully shouldn't experience any major delays or negative effects from our work from home arrangements or the COVID-19 pandemic in regards to our internal operations. What I should say as well is that we have a fantastic team at TPDCO that is dedicated to tourism. Now, we all realize that this is an unprecedented time. And so their job descriptions may not have spoken to a lot of the tasks that they have to do to combat the COVID-19 pandemic.
Right.
But they've all 211 employees at TPDCO have responded without any pushback at all. They've all been part of the team to get the industry up and running again. And to make sure that when things are brought back to in full swing, that we're ready for it. We're ready to accept that demand when it comes.
Okay. So what are some of the initiatives that TPDCO will be undertaking this year in light of the pandemic?
So in light of the pandemic, we have put together an internal TPDCO mitigation unit that will focus on aspects around COVID-19. So the first thing that we're going to look at is updating the protocols. The protocols have been around for some time now. Mm-hmm. The pandemic has been going on for over a year. There have been a number of updates to the Disaster Risk Management Act. And we want to make sure that the COVID-19 health and safety protocols through the Ministry of Tourism is in alignment with that document. So we're going through a process right now of updating that. And as soon as that is done, we'll roll out a next set of COVID-19 training and sensitization efforts. In addition to that, we are engaging the security forces to, again, beef up the surveillance exercises along the resilience corridors. Recently, the range of entities that TPDCO has to monitor has been expanded. So in addition to accommodations and attractions and contract carriage operators, we have also been asked to look at duty-free shopping malls and restaurants along the resilient corridors. So our activities will be expanded in that space, and you can imagine that's a large volume of entities which we'll need some assistance with. So we are approaching the security forces to assist in that regard.
Okay. All right, that brings us to the end of our program. Thanks for joining us today, Mr. Edwards.
Thank you very much, Mr.
And we look forward to having you back on set soon.
Anytime you're ready.
And thanks to our viewers for tuning in. Take care and see you soon.